Sviatoslav Yurash, he is Ukraine's youngest member of parliament. He joins us live from Kyiv. He's on the streets, as you can see. Yurash, good to see you. Hope you're safe. Many images, Yurash, from, places outside of Kyiv, like Irpin, of airstrikes taking place. We've seen images of, a Russian helicopter apparently being shot down in the city of Chernihiv. There appears to be some kind of an escalation. What is your sense of what's happening, especially for Kyiv, Yurash?
I'm not in Kyiv right now. I'm near Irpin, actually,
Okay.
one of the small towns near Irpin. I've been coming here for the last few days. The point is that the Russians have been repulsed as far as Kyiv itself is concerned, but as far as them trying to cut off our supply lines, they've been very busy, and we've been very busy bringing them back. Basically, in this town near Kyiv, we are pushing them back and forming new groups of territorial defense to try and push them back. There's no shortage of volunteers. Every Ukrainian now who's staying, he wants to partake in the fighting and organizing. One of my teammates, you can see behind me, is organizing some of that. Actually, we work in the parliament together, as you might hear the shelling happening. Basically, as far as getting all the forces we can get to try and win this fight. And again, we will not let them siege Kyiv, we will not let them surround Kyiv, and we are pushing them back in every direction that we can. We are counterattacking their forces.
Yurash, where is that military convoy? The Russian MOD issued pictures today of that military convoy, which had stopped about 25 kilometers from Kyiv. Where is it right now? What's going on with them?
It's to the north of Kyiv. They basically went through the Chernobyl exclusion zone while taking hostage the Chernobyl nuclear power station in the process, taking hostage all of Europe, with an idea they can try and do something at Chernobyl, they can disrupt something again in Chernobyl, and it cause another accident, another tragedy for Europe. And the point here is that that's why they were not as molested there, because Chernobyl is an exclusion zone at the moment, in which not many people live and are. So the point is, as far as the convoy is stuck in the north of Kyiv, they tried to make incursions in the town, and we pushed them back every single time. We'll push them back again, no matter how many times they try. This is our capital, it's our city.
If I could ask you about the airstrikes that are taking place, Irpin, which if I'm not mistaken, is about 25-30 kilometers from Kyiv, part of the Kyiv Oblast. There are claims that some of these aircraft have been shot down as well, Yurash, but these are airstrikes that are taking place in the middle of cities. And, I don't know, maybe these are the first pictures that have come out capturing that bombing actually taking place.
I was in Irpin yesterday. There's plenty of fighting. Airstrikes are basically an everyday occurrence all over Ukraine. Again, that's why Ukraine repeats its demand to close off the sky for the Russians. Russians are using those planes to hit civilian targets, pedestrian districts. Reality is this is a battle that is raging all over Ukraine, and Russians are using their air power advantage to push at the civilians like no time since the Second World War. Again, this is invasion of our country, unlike the Second World, not seen since Second World War. So the point here is that the advantage they have in the sky is too much, and we must work to repulse them there.
Are you getting the feeling that the NATO has in some ways left Ukraine out to dry? As far as an air defense umbrella is concerned, many persons we've spoken to have said that there is a sense of betrayal, that even with all of this, NATO has refused to come in directly and provide that kind of air support.
We appreciate everything we get already. We are appreciative of all the support we're getting, with the fact that Russia is cut off from national forums that doesn't belong in, because it destroyed every single rule that exists in the international community. But as far as the airstrikes, as far as joining in to repulse this arrogant invader, there's a saying that this is the Second World War, but America does the right thing after exhausting every other option. Same thing applies to NATO right now. I'm sure as more images come in of dead children, destroyed women, destroyed Ukrainian life, they will reconsider their situation.
Okay, so it is...
Unfortunately.
Okay. One final question to you, Yurash, because I know you're outside. This incident that's taken place in Chernihiv, north of Kyiv, of a Russian aircraft that was reportedly shot down. It's a claim being made by the government. There is an image of that aircraft actually falling out of the sky. Apparently, the co-pilot was killed, but the pilot has been captured alive.
And we have shot down many of the aircraft in Ukraine. We don't have too big of an air force, but it's been very effective in trying to push at them and trying to destroy their capabilities. As far as the aircraft in general, we are making quite a show. Again, we have a lot of destroyed planes, Russian planes already. And as far as the POWs, prisoners of war, we have plenty. In Chernihiv, there is no accident, there's no incident. There's a siege of Chernihiv happening because they're basically surrounding the city, from what I understand, and they are trying to push in, and Chernihiv is fighting back with everything it has, and we shall come to relieve at the first chance we get.
What are you making of this temporary ceasefire that's been announced by the Russian government in Mariupol and Volnovakha towns in the eastern part of the country?
1 second.
Okay, that connection is gone with Yurash. He's out there on the street, so he's with his colleagues, and obviously it's a dynamic situation. We'll connect with him in just a moment, but the pictures you see on your screen right now are of the latest flare-up. It's the latest. Okay, Yurash is still with us, so let's go back to him. I was asking you about the Russian limited ceasefire that was announced for, in the eastern part of the country for 2 towns. Is that in effect? Are you hearing it's in effect? Is there a civilian corridor that's active there?
We just have updates on that. No, it's not. When it started to move, the Russians immediately struck those towns, and there was shelling exactly in the places where humanitarian convoys should have followed to the west of the country. The Russians aren't following any of their promises, any of their agreements, anything they said. So the point here is that, again, the Russians were not to be trusted, are not to be trusted, and will not be trusted.
Okay, Sviatoslav Yurash, appreciate you joining us here on India Today, giving us your voice. Stay safe, you're still outside. We heard shelling happening behind you as well. We will keep connecting with you. Thank you very much for being with us here
Thank you very
on
much.
India Today. Thank you.